Joining me is one of the most influential thinkers of our times, India's leading public intellectual, thought leader, editor of Tughlaq, and who has been very critical to identifying and tracing the role of the Sengol and making this event on Sunday possible. Mr. Gurumurthy wrote extensively about the history of the Sengol. He published pictures of Nehru standing with the Sengol, and in fact his magazine published the article about the Sengol, which in turn led to classical dancer Padma Subramaniam writing a letter to the PMO in 2021. Mr. Gurumurthy, in simple terms, for people who don't understand the history of it, what is the significance of the Sengol being placed in the new parliament?
See, Sengol is a very high symbol of Indian statecraft. It is there in all our Puranas, and the Rajaguru gives the Sengol so that the king who rules knows that the rule is not his, but it is the rule of Dharma. So nobody was, no king was sovereign in India. It was only the idea of Dharma or virtue or value that was the supreme idea. So the Chola tradition was the same Sengol, and that tradition has been a living tradition. Unfortunately, the idea of Rajaguru has been lost everywhere in India. But because of the fact that South is largely undisturbed by invasions and all, and the Chola kingdom lasted for a very long time, this Shaiva Adinams, they were a living tradition of this idea of administering the Sengol ceremony to the Cholas. So Rajaji was consulted by Nehru when Mountbatten asked him what is the symbolism to be adopted for transfer of power, about which Nehru had no idea. Nehru consulted him, and he consulted the right person, because Rajaji knew not only the contemporary modern context, law, politics, he also knew the traditional values of India, our parampara, our ethos, and so he was able to immediately put together the idea of the Chola king's initiation into power being a process appropriate to the transfer of power from the British. So he immediately got into action. Of course, everything had to be done in great hurry. In fact, the media reporting at that time says everything was done post haste. So he had to put together everything, get a jeweler to make it, and the Adinam ordered this. And so the Adinam came here. He could not come because he was very badly ill, and he sent his deputy and his paraphernalia, the greatest Nadaswaram Vidwan of that time, and all this happened. And it was not, I'm going to repeat it, a private ritual. It was an agreed protocol between Mountbatten and Pandit Nehru, and this Sengol was first given to Mountbatten and then taken back from him, and then it was taken to Jawaharlal Nehru, and Gangajal Abhishekam was given for the Sengol, and then it was handed over to Nehru. The significance is the British did not directly hand over the power, the authority or sovereignty to Jawaharlal Nehru. It was done through the sacred process of the Sengol. This is the most important part of the protocol. But how such a profound and great event and such a sacred symbol just disappeared?